Okay, so I just opened the window to get good lighting for my video, and I saw that it's snowing! I forgot that it's supposed to snow today. Can you see any of the snow? I swear you could a few seconds ago. Well, yeah, it's snowing, and it's at least sticking to the grass, so that's nice. Snow. Anyway, so yeah, we will now proceed with your regularly scheduled video. Hi, I'm a purple otaku, an otaku of the purple variety, and ta-da! Christmas lights! There's more of them, but I need to check the fuse, because they're not lying right now. Anyways, I'm sure you're wondering why there is Christmas lights when it's not even Thanksgiving yet. I can explain. Ta-da! Christmas decorations! So yeah, that's why I decorated my room. That's all. Yeah, the Christmas decorations explained! Woo! Yeah, I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but they were all like, the peoples I live with were all, let's get out the Christmas decorations and start decorating! And then it's Thanksgiving break right now, so we got time. So yeah, today what I'm going to be talking about is why does everyone hate Sword Art Online? Like, why? Okay, I get not everyone hates it, but it's kind of also a running joke to either hate or really like Sword Art Online. You know, like, sarcastically like it sometimes. Or be like, oh yeah, you're like totally new to the community, blah 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 kind of thing. Yeah. So, we're gonna talk about that. Now, just a warning, there may be spoilers. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna spoil anything. And if you haven't seen Sword Art Online by now, you probably won't see it. So, I mean, not because, like, it's garbage or anything, or because, like, you can't find it anywhere. Oh, it's probably on Crunchyroll. But just because, you know, it's one of those anime that a lot of people talk about, and if you've been in the community and you haven't seen it yet, I just don't think you're probably gonna see it. But, well, I know. You do you. If you want to, go watch it now. There's 2 seasons. I've seen the first one. Wait, there might be 3 seasons. I don't know. But I've seen the first season. So that's what I'm talking about. I know there's at least 1 OVA. So yeah. And also I'm going to be referring a lot to some statements made in a video by Mother's Basement. And I'll put a link to that in the description. So if you want, you can go watch that first so that I feel like you'll make my video make a little bit more sense. Or, nah, I'm about to summarize it, so you don't have to if you don't want to. But his video is great, and he, like, analyzes OPs, and I'd watch him if I were you. But that's just me. Also, I just realized I don't do nearly enough anime videos. Like, anime is my life. I don't know if you see my Usa-chan. Yeah, my Usa-chan and my Tokyo Ghoul hat. I can't find my Tokyo Ghoul hat. And all of my drawings seem to be in some type of anime style. So, but I haven't actually seen any anime for, like, a few months, and it's kind of breaking my heart. I'm only, like, 37 episodes away from finishing Fairy Tail, and that's really exciting, because that's, you know, like, 2 days of binging, but I need to be productive sometimes, so I don't really have 2 days of binging. But anyways, sorry, I'm rambling now. On with the video! Ooh. So, yes. So in Mother's Basement's video, he basically said Sword Art Online was good, it had a good idea, the characters were okay, you never knew who was gonna die, kind of thing. Like, it was unpredictable, and that was cool, and it kind of made up for the lack of character development, and for the, kind of shaky plot, you know, especially because in, like, the first half of the first season, they really do skip around a lot, and the plot can be, like, kind of hard to follow at times. And then, so yeah, and then he said once Yui was introduced, basically it, like, ruined the anime, because at that point, it was telling the viewer that basically they were safe. It took away that sense of danger that was making up for its mediocrity, essentially. So, and that's about it. I mean, and then that's all I'm gonna refer to in this video, pretty much. So, if you didn't watch his, then now you're caught up. So, in my opinion, I don't understand why people think Sword Art Online is such a bad anime, especially because it has a decent soundtrack, and it has pretty good animation if you ask me. I mean, it is kind of like, I don't know, stereotypical, I guess. It's not really the word, but, you know, kind of what you'd expect from an anime with a bunch of swords. But I still think it's cool, and I like watching it, and it has pretty colors. So yeah. But, I don't understand why Sword Art Online did so poorly, especially because, I feel like it's the anime equivalent of Divergent, not in plot or characters or popularity, but quality-wise. Now let me explain. So we're going to break Sword Art Online up into 3 parts to match the 3 Divergent books. Okay? So you have the first part of the season up until where Yui is introduced, and that is going to represent the first book. So we're going to talk about that first. Now, the first book in the Divergent trilogy, because no, she wrote 4, which isn't technically part of it, but anyways, the first part of the Divergent trilogy, a lot of people really liked it. It was really popular, and people that I've talked to about the series, that's definitely their favorite book out of the series. So, yeah, and most people, I feel like, would agree. I mean, I know that I've watched Sword Art Online, and obviously from Others' Basements video, agree that the first part of Sword Art Online, up to where about Yui is introduced, because then it is kind of not as good after that, is like the first Divergent book. Now how much you like it can obviously vary. I honestly really enjoyed it. Again, pretty colors. No, seriously, I'm like, such pretty animation. Just because the colors are so bright, and I like that. It very much makes me happy inside. Anyways, so you have the first book, and you have the first part of the series. And it's what everyone thinks is the best, and introduces the characters, and that's where the most character development takes place. Because, like, in the rest of the Divergent series, the characters don't really progress that much. They pretty much stay the same way that they were at the end of the first book. Like, pretty much that's where the biggest change takes place. And that's the same with the characters in Sword Art Online. And then you have, like, the second part, which for Divergent is the Insurgent book, and for Sword Art Online is from Yui to, I'd say, about the end of the first arc. Like, because, you know, Sword Art Online's split up into 2 kinds of stories. So, like, to the end of the first arc, like Yui, end of first arc, would be the Insurgent part, where, it wasn't really that necessary. Kind of like you could have just taken, like, the last episode or 2 and cut out that middle part with, like, all the family and stuff. And, I mean, it was cute. It was cute getting to see them live together, but it wasn't necessary. It didn't necessarily drive the plot, didn't really help the characters develop, and that's the same with Insurgent. A lot of people who have read the Divergent series have said that Insurgent's their least favorite, or that they could have read the series without it at all because not a lot happens there. So I feel like those 2 are very similar. And then you have Allegiant, which would be the second part of the Sword Art Online season, and obviously the last book, yeah, in the Divergent series. Now in Allegiant there's a plot, and it's, okay, I feel like in Allegiant, she tried to convey the plot in, like, she tried to put too much in one book, but I don't feel like she should have made 2 books, because it wasn't all that good compared to the first book. So, like, why young adult authors always gotta make a trilogy? Like, seriously? I'm just saying, it's not necessary. You can write a number other than 3 books. Like, seriously. You can stop. But anyway, so yeah. So, Allegiant is, like, the second half, where there's quite a bit of plot, and there is, because the second half is its whole own new plot, even though it relates to the last part, which is kind of like Allegiant. It's this whole new thing, even though they're kind of wrapping up what happened before. But the characters still don't change that much, but I feel like, and there's a lot of new characters introduced, which happens in both, and in Sword Art Online's aspect, I really like the Alpheum Online, like, concept of that game. Like, if that were an actual game, I'd probably play it, because it looks really cool, and flying. Okay, and then there's the crazy dude near the end, which is kind of like what happens at the end of Allegiant. Just like, was that really necessary? Like, how does this, like, did you need to do that? Like, was that necessary for this story? Because I don't feel like it was. But, you know, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't necessary. I don't see how it helps the plot or the characters. Or, I mean, it was just... yeah. Anyways, so that's how I feel like the series of Divergent and Sword Art Online compare. So what I don't get is when they seem so similar in quality is why the young adult series can do so well and get like movie adaptations and all that, but Sword Art Online is like a joke basically. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you like Sword Art Online, her, 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 her. Okay, not really, that was really rude. I'm a rude kind of person sometimes. But yeah, I just don't understand how such similar quality can have such varying acceptance levels. Yeah, but also I've heard that the light novels, I think it was, are they light novels or are they manga? I don't remember. But I've heard that that was a lot better than, what do you call it, the anime. So I understand if a lot of people just read it before they watched it and that was something that really upset them. So yeah, I feel like Sword Art Online isn't as bad as everyone makes it sound. So that was my point in this video. If you agree with me or disagree, feel free to say something in the comments. Yeah, and I just hope you all have a really good day. Hope you enjoy your weather and go have fun and watch anime if you feel like it. Or if you don't, then don't. But I mean, I feel like watching anime is a good way to spend your time. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. Bye!